Not sure why they wanted me to introduce him. How many years you been here now?
Since 2003, I guess 16, 17 years.
Yeah, something like that, okay. The person we have before us today is the husband of Jill Turner, and gets his direction directly from her. In fact, she starts the training of his crew in the elementary school. Is that not right?
No doubt.
Okay.
She's the real Coach Turner.
She's the Coach Turner. And I didn't ask you beforehand, but just as a sidelight, where's Luke right now?
Luke's in Rockwall, Texas right now, working for K.E. Andrews, oil and gas and real estate business.
Okay. But he's moved back. He was in Florida in the coaching arena, but has now come back into Texas. The coach has been here for several years. You know, he came here when Jeff Traylor came, and when Jeff left, Matt took over the reins out here, done an excellent job, done a great job with the students, with the whole athletic program, girls and boys. But, and I think most of us know that a lot of these kids come from lower class, underprivileged areas, and they need more than just football coaching. And I think with Coach Turner and his crew, they get a lot more than that. But for the moment at hand, we want to know just, what's are you going to win about 16 or 17 games this year, or something close to that? That's all we want to know today. So, Coach Turner, it's all yours.
Thanks, Pete. Really, thank you. Again, it's always an honor to speak to this group of people, because as I look at the young men and women that we have in our programs, we're trying to build them to be you kind of people. The people that are going to build a community and care about the community and serve the community and do those things. So that's a neat part of a day like this kind of day, because I've spent time with our kids already, and then I come to meet with all of you, and it kind of brings it full circle for me and what it's all about. So again, thank you for the opportunity. Again, I'm Matt Turner. My wife, Jill, who I've been married to, I guess, for 37 years. Wonderful years. She's a teacher in the elementary. She's a PE teacher and has been for 36 years. And as Pete said, to me, it's always funny. We'll be at Walmart or something, and I'll be standing there in an aisle, and Coach Turner, Coach Turner. And I'll turn to greet somebody, and they'll run right by me and hug Jill. And that's happened for about 37 years. So one day I turned and I said, well, I finally have learned it. You are the Coach Turner. So, and she is. So she starts them out. And of course, we got two children, Caitlin, who's married, Caitlin Cheatham, who's married to her husband Clay. He's an oil and gas guy, and they live in Grapeland. Caitlin's the payroll lady at Palestine Westwood Schools, and then Luke right now, as I mentioned earlier, is in Rockwall, and he's working in a business called K.E. Andrews, and it's an oil and gas and real estate. He's learning. He's an apprentice kind of in that business, and he's excited about that and enjoying it. So they're very blessed with a wonderful family. As Pete mentioned, I've been here since 2003, whatever number of years that is. That's about 16, but they've been great years, and we've loved being here in Gilmer, and Gilmer's home for us, and we're glad to call it home. This is a good place, and with good people, and we're glad to be a part of all that. So for me, just briefly, kind of what I believe, I'm an ambassador for Christ. That's it, plain and simple. I'm a missionary. I just look like a football coach and talk like one, maybe a little than that, but that's what it's about. I'm pointing people to Christ at the end of the day. And so, and I make no bones about that. I talk very openly with my athletes about that and my staff, and that's just where we're at. And so, and that's a good thing. I'm so grateful that God has put me in that place for whatever reason and given me this opportunity to be a part of this community and these coaches and these young people's lives, and to be his instrument in that. So that leads everything that we do. Our mission statement's Colossians 3:23, and whatever we do, we're doing it with all our heart, as working for the Lord and not for men. So Rick Albritton, God's put him in authority over me, and I respect that, but ultimately the one I'm answering to is the Lord. And so that's how we go about making the decisions that we make with our kids, with our teachers, with everything that we do. So that's who we're working for, and we understand that. We're excited about our program. Got wonderful both men and women coaches that are involved with our kids, and they do an incredible job. And the need is great, you know, as we know, you know, in our world, and certainly the fact that we can make an impact on our young people is so huge. And you've got people that are very dedicated to that, working very hard to that, loving the kids of this community, growing them, and again, pointing them to Christ, and then teaching them the things that they need to be a person who will someday leave and then be a community builder and a difference maker like all of you are. So anyway, we're about that work. Right now we're in our fall season, of course, and so football's cranking up. We got volleyball, it's already started, and they've already been playing some of their games. And cross country, both boys and girls, begins in the fall. So we've got those three sports, but you know, there's just so many things that kids can be a part of. I was just kind of doing the numbers the other day. We probably have 225 students that are involved in our athletics, boys and girls. That's just at the high school. If you included the junior high, it's probably 450 total that are somehow involved in something athletically. Of course, we've got kiddos that are involved in our ag programs, our band, our choir, our extracurricular programs in our school system are incredible, and they have incredible people that are leading it. So in all these places, kids just have extremely wonderful experiences, and we're grateful for that. And our school district, Rick Albritton, and our school board are tremendously so supportive and really want the best for our kids and really give us the opportunity to do things that give kids incredible experiences. So we're very grateful, and that's again a reflection of our community too. So we're grateful that we get to do what we do. So this year, our motto is built tough, and you know, a motto we come about that process. It's really the kids that do it. You know, I kind of help guide it a little, but you know, I try to do it as little as I can because I want it to be their motto. So we kind of came out of it because there's a lot of building going on in Gilmer. And so that kind of was mentioned in one of our meetings. One of the guys said, gosh, Coach, I mean, everywhere you look down 271, people are building. We're building a high school over here. We're trying to build a team, you know, and so I thought, yeah, you're right. So that's where the build came from. And then the T on build, we made it the cross of Jesus Christ, because ultimately we're building the kingdom. That's what we're doing. We're all building that all the time. So I said, you know, that's a great theme. And then for us, a word that was important to our kids is tough. And when we talk about tough, we're talking about more than physically tough. We're really talking about mentally tough people, which we define it this way. Mentally tough people are people that no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the situation, same attitude, same effort, same gratitude. Mentally tough people. And I said, you know, it's hard to be that, isn't it? It's hard for me to be mentally tough when things aren't going well. It's hard to be same effort, same attitude, same gratitude, no matter what. And I thought that was a great definition for that. So that's where Built Tough came from. But and we feel like we're in a community. Gilmer's a tough place, you know, in terms of people who do hard work. A lot of the people in this community roll up their sleeves, and they're the kind of people that got to do hard things. And I think there's a legacy there our young people understand about our community, and they take pride in that. That this is a place where people get up every day and they go to work, and sometimes it's not easy, but they get up every day and they go to work. And so we've kind of played on that, but these are just to give you a little insight. That's kind of where the motto came from and the thoughts that went into it that built it. So we've got that. We've already had a scrimmage. We scrimmaged last Friday against Kilgore, football-wise. As I said, the girls have already had a couple of volleyball games. We probably have one tonight right now. They're going to be playing, you know, this Tuesday night, Friday. So we've got that, and cross country hasn't really, they've been practicing. They won't actually kick off and get their meets going until probably the school, you know, it's about, I think next week's when they start running on Saturdays. So we've got that going as well. So This week, we've got Thursday, we've got a scrimmage versus Henderson, which will be at Henderson. And then next week, Friday, we'll be at home against Atlanta, which will be the home opener. So a lot of things going on. Of course, we've got the high school being built, and there's issues with parking and all that. You know that. But that's part of the growing pains. Those are good pains. It's something that we'll have to kind of deal with this year. But in a year, we won't be dealing with that. We'll have a beautiful brand new high school sitting out there, right out behind the stadium, and that'll be exciting. We're excited about all that. So anyway, we're grateful for the support. We're excited about our season. It's a good group of kids. Great leadership by our seniors. We've been excited about those guys and their commitment to what they're doing, and they're working really hard. It's hot right now. They're still working very hard. You know, they're living up to the motto, built tough. So anyway, thank you. If you got any questions, I'm going to kind of open it up to that. You may have a few questions about things. I'd be more than happy to answer any of those. Any questions?
Come on.
Yes.
Well, naturally, you're the football coach, and so everybody's interested in the season and what we have to look forward to as far as our opponents, and so forth, our travel and all that.
All right, our schedule this year will be the same as last year's, other than it'll be flipped. Of course, we're opening with Atlanta. Our second game will be with Van, which will be in Van. Third game will be Paris, which will be our homecoming game, which is here. We played up in Paris last year. Fourth game, we're playing at Carthage. Last year was here. We'll visit them. Fifth game is Newton. We won't be going there this year. Yeah, that was a pretty good trip. Anybody know where Newton's at? Yeah, that's down on the coast. Yeah, that's a haul. They're coming to us this year, so they've got the haul this year. A little sidelight there. You know, their coach passed away this past year. You know, they won the state championship last year. Really neat story. W.T. Johnston was the coach. He'd been there for years. Actually began his coaching career up here at Linden and knew a lot about Gilmer, because that's where his roots of his coaching were in East Texas, but he coached down at Newton for, gosh, I think 30-some years, and had a very, it was a lung and heart condition that was really unique. In other words, doctors didn't really know what to do with it. And he passed away this past spring. So his son has taken over as the coach there. So, I had a really neat relationship with Coach Johnson. He was a very neat man, and he was a person of faith. And so he was ready, you know, when that time came. But that was a big thing for that community, because most of the kiddos, he coached their dads, and you know, he coached a lot of people. He was the coach in Newton and had been for so many years. So they'll come here. The fifth game's with Bullard, and we go there, and then we begin our district play. And district, of course, for us will be Spring Hill is the opener, which will be at home. Then we play Pleasant Grove, which Pleasant Grove played in the state championship last year. Got beat by Cuero in the game. We'll go there to play Pleasant Grove. Then we have Pittsburgh here at home, and our last district game and last game of the regular season is with Liberty Ilo up in Texarkana. So you'll make 2 trips to Texarkana this year with the schedule as it is. So we've got that. Excited about that. You know, there's so many things in a season getting ready. People, how are you going to be, coach? Well, you never really know how you're going to be. That's kind of the beauty of it. I know this. The guys have worked extremely hard. They're prepared. They're excited. They're really coachable. So that's always exciting. But there's so many other variables involved in it, but so you don't know. That's kind of the fun of coming out and seeing. But I know this: the guys are going to play hard. They're going to live up to the mantra "Built Tough," and they're excited about that season. So are our junior high kids and our sub-varsity kids as well. So we're excited about that. Okay. Anything else?
How many starting positions did you have to fill? Did you lose starters?
Okay, we were pretty young last year. You know, we played a lot of young players, played a couple of freshmen, probably 4 or 5 sophomores, so we have quite a few returning. Defensively and offensively, we probably returned 6 or 7 guys that played quite a bit last year. So that was a little unique last year in that we played so many young. Generally, we'll play a sophomore or 2 in a season. Last year, we played 4 or 5. It just was the way that kind of happened. We also had kind of rash of injuries last year, and it was mostly with our senior players that were kind of better players. And some of them went almost the whole season without playing and played kind of near the end. So, but with that, younger guys had to step up and play, and so they got to grow. Some of those pains were a little painful. Some of those lessons last year were a little painful because you had young players stepping into those roles, but those guys are older players now. So it'll be kind of interesting to see these guys as they've had a year under their belt, and that they'll be a little more seasoned. Yeah, so we've got a team that's a little more experienced probably overall than we've had in a while just because they played. Yeah, good question. Yes.
You have a young man on your team named Devin that works at Brookshire's.
Oh, yeah.
Top quality kid just outside of football as well. If your team is like what he is, you have a great group of boys there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I feel like we do, but I know you're talking about Devin King.
Yes.
He's a special guy.
I think he's a guard.
Yes. He's a big person. Big person. Yeah, that's it.
Joe Giant.
He's even bigger in here.
Yes, he is.
Let me tell you. Yeah, and I appreciate you recognizing that about him. Yeah, he's a special person, no doubt. Yeah. Anything else? Yes.
Well, just one thing about football in general, East Texas football, Mount Vernon, Coach Browse
Right.
came there. That's kind of unusual.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about, and I've met Coach Browse before, and actually I went down when he was at Baylor and we visited and learned football and all that. He was great. He was helped us, but I don't know him much. We'll just kind of have to see how all that plays out. Of course, it's going to create a lot of hoopla because he's been a very successful high school coach, obviously, in his years at Stephenville and all that, and then of course as a college coach as well. So, he'll bring what he brings to that, and it'll be kind of interesting to see how all that plays out. We aren't playing Mount Vernon in anything, so I haven't had an opportunity to really do anything where we've connected or communicated or done anything like that. So, but that'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out, no doubt. Anything else?
I noticed where Jacksonville has redone the Tomato Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you back down there, are you?
Oh, hey, yeah, no, I don't think so. But yeah, I spent 13 years in Jacksonville. I know they're excited about that. If the Tomato Bowl's it's an historical site, and it's really neat. We happened to drive by the gym, and we're going through some time this summer and stopped in, so they've done a really nice job of that. So it's that's exciting for that community because that's something they take a lot of pride in. So I'm glad they didn't move it, and they pretty much retained its the old wall, the WPA wall that was built, and all those things that were done. They've kept and restored all that, but yet there were a lot of things about it that needed to be fixed, and there were, so it's, but no, I think it's just, anyway, I'm excited for that community. Yes.
Oh, in relation to that, what about Luke McCowan? I didn't see where he signed again.
It was Josh. Now, there's,
Josh.
yes, Josh, yeah. Josh, I was fortunate enough there when I coached in Jacksonville. I coached 3 McCowan boys. It was Randy, who was the quarterback at A&M. In fact, it was the last time A&M won a conference championship, was Randy McCowan was the quarterback. The second one was Josh McCowan. And Josh, of course, played at SMU and then went to Sam Houston and had a 17-year career in professional football. He spoke to our kids at our camp this summer, and he had retired, and he was ready to actually go and kind of coach his boys. He has 2 boys one's a freshman, one's a sophomore in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he was ready, excited about all that. And it was funny, I had a question about something. I shot him a text. And Josh said, Coach, be praying for me. I think I'm going to have to make a decision. The Philadelphia Eagles are really coming after me because they've lost a couple of their younger quarterbacks in the preseason. And he said, please be praying for me. This is going to be a hard decision because I think he was ready to be in this other stage in his life. Well, lo and behold, a couple of days later, the Eagles signed Josh. So I guess he made the decision to do it one more time. So he's 40 years old. You talk about a special person and a man of God. Yeah, you know what's going on when we're around him. He's an ambassador for Christ, no doubt about it. Now Lou's the youngest one, and Lou played for like 15 years in the NFL, and he's retired and has his family there south of Jacksonville. And he helps. His dad runs a pallet mill. And so does Randy, and I think Luke's kind of connected with all that, and he's a part of that community, and, you know, that's old Luke, you know, so anyway, that was a pretty neat set of relationships I was able to have through coaching with those. I wish I could have coached they had a sister named Amy that was the last one. I think she had been a pretty good quarterback too, if I could have gotten her. I'm telling you, she was a special gal too. We never could get anybody talking to that. But anyway, she's a neat gal and has a family there in Jacksonville as well. So anyway, a lot of great relationships, which the business I'm in, that's what it's all about. It's yours too. It's all about people and loving them and pointing them to Christ and walking that out together, and that's what we're doing. You know, that's, you know, as we build this program and things that we talk about and the things you guys believe in, perfect effort, being selfless, attacking what you do. If you make mistakes, get up and do it again, you know, and get it right. So those are the things we preach, and those are the things that we believe in, and we're grateful we get to do that. Yeah, yeah.
Can you fill us in on any of our former Buckeyes in college and beyond?
We got Blake, you know, right now, Blake Lynch is at Baylor, and he's finishing, you know, this will be his last year there. He's getting a little attention from the pros, because I'm beginning to get some mail. You know, you that senior year, if they're in college and the NFL's a little interested in you, we begin to get mail from the different teams. So you got Blake there. You got, let me get my bearings straight here. Who else do we have? Well, of course, we've got just the guys that have just left. You've got Trey Flewellen, who's down at Houston Baptist. You got Brand Webb, who's up at Illinois State. You got McLean at Rutgers this year in the Big Ten. He transferred from Texas Tech. You know, the portal, now that they have that situation, you know, you can, you know, he went there, so he's at Rutgers University. I'm trying to think. Sometimes we've got so many out there, it's hard to keep track.
Colin Hurt, Louisiana Tech.
Colin Hurt of Louisiana Tech, no doubt. And they're playing Texas, the opening game here in another week. That's right. I was just talking to Mason the other night about that, so that's exciting. And
LaMarcus Morton.
you got LaMarcus Morton at Oklahoma State, who's working at corner and defensive back up there as well. So you got a number of guys that are on that level that are you know, getting their education. We're excited about that and getting to play a little more ball. Yeah. Anything else?
Quarterback position, set.
For us, you know, we've got Mason Hurt and Brandon Tennyson, both those guys are working at that position, and we're excited about both those guys and the work they're doing, and they're getting after it and getting better each and every day. So we're pretty glad. We've got some young guys that are good too, so we're excited about that with our lower levels. Anything else? We good? Last chance. Again, thank you for the opportunity to address you guys, and for the opportunity I have to work in this community with the kids of this community and all of you being a part of what we're trying to get done here. And it is an exciting time in Gilmer. It is, you know, it is. And I'm looking at the faces and why it is so exciting. And I'm glad to be a part of that with you. So again, thank you very much.